time of Dish with D. That's me. Thank you for doing this video and welcome to the Weight Watchers weekly meeting topic for the week, my weekly weigh-in, and some fun facts that you might not know about a lot of things. Who knows what's going to be in this video? We have a little, you need to stay to the end of the video, I have a little announcement that you might like. Some of you might really like it. So I'm saving that for the end because there needs to be something to keep you here. How did your week go, Dee? You had a birthday and you're going to laugh because I don't normally do this because I just didn't get weighed. I didn't get weighed. And because there's a twofold. I feel like we talked about planned fatigue was that last week or the week before? Planned fatigue. I think I have scale fatigue. I think sometimes we get fatigued. And I was going to get weighed because, truth be told, we had gone down the shore for a few days, the end of last week into the weekend. I would have had to get weighed a day early. And I sat there and I thought, I don't have to do that. I don't have to get weighed if I don't want to. And I thought, really? Don't you have to answer to the people on YouTube, Dee? Not really. I mean, I think it's, and then I was watching a video. God, who was it? It was Sparkly Susan. That's what it was. She said she's only getting weighed in once a month. Well, yes, she is a lifetime member at Goal. But I thought to myself, I don't have to get weighed every week. I thought maybe let's take a couple weeks off from the scale. So we'll not be getting weighed this week either. I'm going to get weighed next Friday, the 29th, because you'll hear that special announcement at the end of the video, why I'm waiting till then. But yeah, I think, you know what? Now, did you go off plan, Dee? I did not. I mean, yes, I had indulgences. I would have had them gotten weight or not getting weight. You're on vacation, you have those indulgences. Oh, what did I have? Steve and I split a truffle at the candy store. It was a Dubai truffle. It was this big. It was over $3 for this truffle. It was good. We split it. I mean, we split this cinnamon bun. It was a cannoli-filled cinnamon bun. We split that. My dinner was chicken, and it had some kind of seafood sauce. It had potatoes and mixed vegetables. No pasta, which works out for me. So I think I did really, really well. I mean, for the most part. I mean, yeah, I had indulgences. I had things but I split them. Old Denise would have had her own cinnamon bun. We were going to stop for ice cream, but I said, pat on my back, I said, you know what, Steve? I'm not really hungry for it. I mean, could I have swallowed it? Of course. It's ice cream. It slides down. But I honestly didn't feel the need. Like I said, we had split that cinnamon bun. Oh, God, it was probably 2 hours before that, maybe an hour and a half. I just didn't feel like it. I just don't feel like it. And I thought to myself, wow, that's growth, Denise. Because you would have had it anyway, because why not? We split a dessert at dinner. Normally, Denise would have her own dessert. So, yeah, I did, in my opinion, I mean, you might say, oh, not getting weighed is, it's terrible. I don't feel that way. I thought, you know what, I'm a big girl. I am not have to be slave to the scale. If I want to take a couple weeks off, I can take a couple weeks off. But having that in my head, I've also mentioned I always have to be accountable around here and to you guys because I still need to be accountable. I still need to say, watch what I eat, because I do have to watch what I eat. I do. Just because I'm taking 2 weeks off doesn't mean I want to gain 10 pounds. I don't. And could I? Sure could. Now, will I put on weight? Well, I definitely would have been up on the scale being away because you're up anyway. When you're not home eating what you usually make, of course you're going to be up. That's kind of normal. So I probably wouldn't have gotten weighed from that weekend till this week. So I probably don't know. I probably should have weighed before I went. But we did have so many meals out the week before. I literally went out like 4 or 5 times on my birthday week. I have no idea why they want to take me out, but I'm like, okay, you want to take me out? Let's go. Never say no when someone takes it, you just don't say no. So, yeah. So, again, but I always made really good choices when I was out. We went to Crumble Cookies. I got minis. And I split them. We got 3. I could have gotten 6. I got 3 minis. Steve and I split them. He actually had a little bit more than I did. But, again, could I have gotten the big ones? I could have. But you know what? You have to look at the good things that you do. Not always the bad things. Oh, my God, you didn't get weighed. That's terrible. No, I want to make myself more accountable, not worrying about the scale, because we all know the scale is not the be all end all. So yes, having that said, I do not get weighed. And I'm not really sad about it. Like going, it's kind of freeing for a little bit. Like, yeah, the scale fatigue is real. The plan fatigue is real. The food fatigue is real. The tracking fatigue is real. It's all there. Sometimes you need to take a break. But when I say take a break, small break, and it's not, you're still not off plan. Just because you take a break from tracking doesn't mean you eat like crap. Just because you take a break from weighing doesn't mean you eat like crap. You just have to, because what if we lost the internet so we don't have something to track on? It can happen. You got to be able to work around that. What if my scale's batteries are gone and I can't get weighed and I can't get it? It's a special lithium battery I have to order. Well, I have to still make myself accountable to something. So, with that being said, let's get on the topic. It's all about carbohydrates. Oh, there's the trash people. Oh, fabulous. But look at the sky. It's overcast. I think we're supposed to get some rain. The humidity, it's still a little bit here, but it's much better. It's in the 70s right now. So I thought we'd come and film out here. I didn't realize it'd be so dark. I almost feel like I need a light here. All about carbs, which is interesting because people have a lot to say about carbs, and people have a lot to think about carbs. I just want to give you the truth. I don't want to give you what other people say. I need to put the, hold on, I have this dimmed at night. I got to put the color so I can see it. Come on. My gosh, it won't let me put the, oh, I did put it up, okay. Okay, yeah, now it's bright. People have a lot to say about carbs. People want to blame carbs for everything. The reason I don't lose weight is because my carbs too high. And one thing I did, they mentioned in the meeting, and nobody in any meeting said that carbs were bad. They did not. We want to blame something on our weight loss. I'm doing this again. I know, I apologize, but I feel like it's not up there. The brightness is up. Why can't I see it? Okay, brightness is up. It's just maybe because I'm out here. People want to blame carbohydrates. It's easier to blame carbs than to blame ourselves. But what one person said, which I thought was really interesting, was if you look up the word carbohydrate, it is an essential macronutrient. Protein, carbs, and fats are essential. When they use the word essential, which means they're important. Now, not all carbs are created equal. They are not. But they are essential. So if you're limiting, if you're doing keto and you're limiting your carbs, I think you're doing your body a huge disservice. There are two different types of carbs. There are simple carbs and there are complex carbs. It's funny, I always thought simple meant better. But in this case, because I would think complex just sounds complexity, like it's complex. Yeah, no, in this case, it's the other way around. A simple carb are sugar molecules. Along with protein and fats, carbohydrates are one of them three main nutrients. And again, so the simple is made up of sugar molecules. So all your refined sugars, your sodas, your fruits, unfortunately, are simple carbs. And if you're a diabetic, you should definitely see a diabetic nutritionist or registered dietitian that specializes in that. Because they know which ones are better than others and how much you should have in a day. Don't listen to me because I don't know. Or maybe I do know, but I would never tell you because I don't. You need to, one has a medical degree behind their name to tell you that. Listen to the medical professionals. Don't listen to somebody like me on YouTube or somebody that says, oh, I took a class. I've taken classes on nutrition. I've never advised anybody because I don't feel like that's my place because you don't know what that person's history is, their blood. You need to go to a medical professional to see that. Now, I was telling you, sugary drinks, sodas, fruit juices often have added sugars. Check your fruit juice because there's natural sugar in fruit, then they add more to it. It's insane. That's why when I buy my juice, I buy the one with no added sugar because honestly, you don't miss it. I don't miss it anyway. White bread, simply substitute your normal sandwich bread for whole grains and whole wheat. Same thing with pasta. I will sit here and tell you that I love my white pasta. I do. I just have less of it. And if I'm going to have like something like a pasta salad, I will use more of a different type of pasta because they're just so hard to, I just like it. And I don't want to eat something that I'm going to hate. And you might not hate it. See, you didn't grow up with having pasta twice a week. I did. So my whole growing up is a whole different. So yeah, I do have pasta issues. I admit that. I have pasta issues. I do. So I just don't have it as often, and I just stick to my 2 ounces. They're not saying you not to have it. Just don't have these things so much. And now Weight Watchers, like, I can only speak from that app, but other apps, you can track that. So always keep your second eye on that calories and those macros. If you're a person that loves points, follow the points. But what drives a point up? Carbohydrate will drive a point up. Added sugar will drive a point up. Protein drives it down. Fiber drives it down. And here's a fun fact I mentioned on a video that carbohydrates are fiber. Fiber is a carb. I don't know why, for some reason, I didn't realize that. I think I knew it. I just didn't think about it. But yeah, fiber. And we all want to eat more fiber, but it's a carb. But the fiber is the complex carb, which is the good carb, which is the one you should be having more of. Should you OD on anything? No, you shouldn't. Like somebody mentioned in, I should pull it up because it was a great line and I liked it. And she mentioned 0 point foods. And she said, and I took a snap of it because I thought it was a great thing. I adjust the volume of each 0 point food that I eat. Adjust the volume of food. She's aware of it. Do you know a cup of watermelon, I looked on here, I should put it up. The carbs were ridiculous. And that's a serving of watermelon, which is what we should have. But the carbs, now again, it's all natural. It's a fruit, but it's a sugary fruit. So that's one of those things like I try to keep sugars to 2 a day. And I know some people be like, Dee, you're nuts. You should have as much sugar at fruit as you want. It's natural. Just because something is natural doesn't make it a good choice either. I like when we're into this, time, I always say the fear mongering, which is a lot of people like to use that word, but, or the people on their platforms or the people, it's the buzzword. That's what the buzzword is clean, whole. Yes, they're good. Your body can break them down, but they still have things in there. You still have to limit them. You can't just eat, because it comes out of the ground. I can eat my face off. You can't. And that's the same thing with fruit. I mean, unfortunately, I think older generations, just like I said, I would just keep it intact, weigh and measure it. Here it is. And know what it is. Like, just because watermelon's 0 points and it's made a half of water, doesn't mean I can eat it. And some people do have a problem with controlling 0 point foods. And like somebody also said, if you have a binge disorder, you can binge on 0 point foods. That doesn't make it any better. You have to find out why you eat that. Why do you have to binge? But a serving of watermelon, it's 1 cup, 0 points, 45 calories, which again, you can fit 45 calories in. This is why calories doesn't always work. There is, wait a minute, why did I look? I thought there was more carbs than that. I don't know what I was looking at. It's only 11 grams of carbs, which isn't terrible for a serving of watermelon, but keep it to a cup. If you have 2 cups, that's going to up the watermelon, the carbohydrates. So that's why it's always important to know your macronutrients. And like I said, fruit is a great thing. It's all natural, comes off of a plant. But again, we can't have everything, unfortunately. I mean, some people can. Some people can't. But I always say, when you track more than one thing, you'll know that. But let's get into the things like complex carbs. Whole grains, saying fruits, vegetables, and legumes. These provide a good source of fiber, vitamins, and minerals, and they are more slowly digested than simple carbs, which leads to more sustainable blood sugar levels and sustained energy. So if you're popping something that's in the simple carbs, like cereal. Oh my gosh, cereal's I've stopped eating cereal. It satisfies you for 5 minutes, and then all of a sudden you just drop, your sugar drops, everything drops, and you're always hungry. So that's why I tend to go for overnight oats. It's just more sustainable. It just keeps me fuller longer. And these are saying considered healthy grains: brown rice, quinoa, oats, whole wheat bread. They are higher in fiber and nutrients compared to refined grains like white bread and white rice. And remember, you could, if you're a person that's going to follow carbs, I personally recommend, I just feel like when I did the carb thing, I definitely found it easier, was net carbs. Because you really don't want to count the bad part of the carb. So if you're taking out the fiber and the sugar alcohols, then you're going to see what your total total carbohydrate, which is like the negative part of the carbohydrate, if there you can call it negative, would be. So I definitely am a net carb person from going to count carbs. Apples, berries, bananas, and other fruits are packed with vitamins, antioxidants, and fiber. Vegetables, carrots, squash, sweet potatoes, peas, and leafy greens are excellent sources of carbohydrates and essential nutrients. Beans, legumes, chickpeas, rich in fiber, protein, and complex carbohydrates. I love making dip with them. I highly recommend, if you want to get more of that, you do make your dips. These are healthier than refined carbohydrates. Fiber helps regulate blood sugar levels, promotes healthy digestive health, and can help with weight management, because when you have more fiber, you go a little bit more and you're fuller a little bit longer. So it definitely helps with weight management. Nutrient dense. Whole foods like grains, fruits, and vegetables are packed with vitamins, minerals, and antioxidants. I think I already said that. I think I did. Yes, the slower digestion, that's the key. You're going to be fuller longer, so it's going to slowly digest, and you're just going to feel better. I mean, so the big thing is carbs are good, but I always stick to serving sizes. Even 0-point carbs, even your oats, your potatoes, your beans, just know what they are. That's all. That's, if you want the gist of this whole conversation, yes, you can have carbs, but yes, you have to weigh them, measure them, know what you're eating, and stick to those servings. Everything has a serving size in your any app you track in has a serving size. So if we just stick to that, we'd be fine. And I know from experience, I'm guilty of it. Oh, it's beans, I can have that. Give me more stuff. Yeah, it doesn't always work, especially when the less weight you have to lose, the more almost diligent you have to be at the end. I hate saying it like that, but it is what it is. But yeah, we've all been through carbs. You know, Mike, there's going to be people that hate this video, people that like this video. It's the way it is. You all think the way you all think, and that's your prerogative to do so. You know, like I said, but always talk to your doctor, your medical professional. Get somebody that you can see. Most insurances will give you a couple dietitian visits or a year, depending on your plan. Some don't. I mean, I would love to go to the ones in person versus the virtual. I just think it's more better to have that face to face. But they have some really good ones that I've seen come up. You know, their insurance check your insurance company. They're the ones, like, who's on your plan, who they recommend. Find your doctor who he recommends, and you will see. Though, fun fact though, some dietitians are better than others. They get their degree, they pass their test, but then they do their own thing. Like, this is what I really believe in. This is what I believe in. So find one that you believe in. Like, oh, I follow this. I think that's bad. So you're kind of almost like, there's always that person that's going to have what they enjoy, what they don't enjoy, which might disagree with what you enjoy. There's always somebody else. I say, try to find somebody else if you don't enjoy, you know, if what they're saying doesn't really jive with your lifestyle, you don't have to stay there. So that is my topic for the week. Big convoluted as always, but we talk about carbs all the time. Yes, I eat less carbs than I probably should. Do I eat low? No, I try to stay around 125 carbs per day. Now, if I work out, I do try to eat a little bit more, because carbs is where you get your exercise. Everybody who does like fancy, like cardio or fancy weight training, they always carb load. They do like a carb, like a simple, like a carb. A lot of them do like those little not rice cakes, like Rice Krispie treats. That's the only thing I can call it. It's a Rice Krispie bar, because they seem to like, a lot of people do that because they need that energy to do those exercises and all that. You know, you need to get energy. If you're doing it first thing in the morning, let me tell you something, you need a little pick me up. You will see that a lot of people do that. They throw those carbs in before their workout. I mean, not a lot, a little bit. You need something. Like, some people have a banana. It all works. All works in the wash. Oh, so what's the announcement, Dee? You said to stick to the end. I almost forgot. I am considering, well, I'm probably going to do it. I think I'm going to do it. I'm against doing it, but I'm going to try it. I want to vlog every day in September my food, and put a video up every day of just like kind of like I'm gonna call it like a mini vlog. I'm hoping it won't be more than 15 minutes. I tend to talk too much, but I just want to because I feel like I haven't filmed my food in months, and I kind of miss it. I don't know if you miss it. I kind of felt they were so like at the one point I'm like, it's just so much, but I feel like I miss it, and I have things that like different ideas and how I could put this together and to share that and share like the points and the macros with each meal that I have, because since I track it, I have it. So I thought if that's something you guys would be interested in, like following along every day, I need to start filming it in advance if I could try to do that. It's filming the weekends that's going to kill me because I don't film on the weekends. So those videos may be really short because if everybody hears this, it's just really too much. But I definitely want to commit to it for a month and see how it goes. But they'd be like little mini vlogs, little mini what I eat in a day's day in the life vlog. And I really want to keep it, 20 max, but no more than 20 minutes. Like nobody's got, I don't want to watch a video more than that long. And if I don't want to watch it, I know you don't want to watch it, but I thought it would be fun just to, and will that make me more accountable? Absolutely. And people say, well, just because you're not someone film doesn't mean you didn't eat it. No, I tend to show everything. And I want to show my totals at the end of the day. And if I come up short, if I come up over, you know what? It is what it is. I mean, some days, yeah, you do come up over. Some days you do come up short. It's just how it works in the wash some days. Some days you're just like satisfied. You only have 1,100 calories and probably like 21 points. Very rare that I'm over points and under calories. It usually pretty much washes because I do track everything. So it usually kind of is in the same ballpark. Not always, but most of the time. Depends if I'm having this a meal at home. If I'm going out, then that's going to change. But I thought it'd be fun. It just to be like, y'all could follow along. You could like share your stuff in there. And, in the comments, you could put like what your day was like. You could, post like your meals if you wanted to help inspire somebody. Because a lot of people get inspired by the comments on these videos. You'd be surprised. And I think that'd be helpful for everybody to see different things. You could post in the Facebook group, pictures of this is my breakfast. I'm going to try to do it on Instagram as well. We'll see how that works out. I tend to I am old. And for me to sit there and post on those other platforms, this really takes its toll on me. I try, but I've always good intentions and I just don't have the, desire and the time. But I like to post like just snippets of my, my meals on Instagram, reels or maybe stories. So if you don't follow me on Instagram, you should. It's dish_with_dates. Everything's usually in the description box. If you don't know anything, just always ask. I will happily help you out. And the Facebook group is Dish with D's Crew. I know that's in the description box. You should join us there. It's free. Everything is free. And take advantage of social media if you can, because you know what? There's not a lot of free stuff out there. So I say take advantage and look at all the free stuff that you can. But that's my goal, because Barrett mentioned it, and I thought, that's an interesting concept. I think I'd like to post every day. But I'm keeping it short and sweet, because I don't want to, if it gets to be too tricky, my problem is I tend to be involved when I speak. I know. I try. Just I always like have a tip to add to that. Well, this is how we do it, but you can do this and this and that. And this all goes off on a tangent. So that is it for me. Let me know in the comment section below how your week went. What do you think of scale fatigue? Do you have scale fatigue? And are you one of those people that's like, D, you're nuts? Because let me tell you something. I know people are going to have their opinions. And you have that right to your opinion. You do. Doesn't make it right. It's your opinion. As my opinion doesn't make me right either, but it's whatever you do for you. It's just be here and support everybody and see how it goes. Like I would be around and be like, yeah, I want to see in 2 weeks when she gets, I want to see what's going to happen to her. There'll be those people. There will. And it's fine. Like it's always like, it's always that draw. So how your week went? What'd you do right? How's the summer going? What do you think of, we're starting off in September. I feel like I've been lax over the summer. I really have. And if you've been lax too, it's this laid back time of year, but it's time to buckle up. I need to get this poundage off. And I'm so, like I said, I haven't upped my goal. So it's not like I want to get down to skinny mini, because that ain't happening. But I want to get back in my 10s again, because my 10s are tight if I can get them on. And so, this is still a medium, so some of my mediums still do fit. Just some of them don't. And that's it. I'm looking to get back in the clothes I already have. So let's get back to the medium. That's what we should call the vlogs. Getting back to the M. You want to join me on this venture of, being slightly more accountable, because I'm accountable every day. Join me. If you enjoy this video, give it a thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed, you want to join us on this September refresh again. We refresh and reset as much as we need to. I don't care when people say, you can't keep refreshing. Yes, you can. Because if you don't refresh, what's going to happen? That's what's going to happen. So yeah, you refresh 100 million times if you need to, because if you're refreshing, you're doing something for yourself. So that is it. If you haven't subscribed, thumbs up, comment, share. If you know somebody needs to be on this journey in September with us, I will be here next Monday with the next week's Weight Watchers weekly meeting topic of the week. And that is it for me. I will see you in a video very soon, my lovelies. Have a great rest of your week. I think we're going to get rain today. So I will see you later, my lovelies. Ta-ta for now.